DCTV 274 production, a channel meant to spread evangelical mission, reflections, church news, interviews on church matters, socio-political issues, and other marriage matters, both young and nice content, all kinds of invitation cards, even movies. DCTV 274 production.
Hi, this is my channel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. DCTV, the channel for everyone.
A testimony about the power of faith. I believe in the power of prayer, personally. Formal, informal, attentive, distracted, especially the Eucharist. No man, Father Johnson, na chofo here since last night. And as he arrived this morning, as Nakanaka, so Father Pauline Johnson, we are my phone somewhere, not the sacristy. As we were moving into the sacristy, struck me, we have not asked St. Anthony. I said a silent prayer to St. Anthony, and immediately I stopped. So Johnson, did you use the toilet yesterday? I said, yes. He went straight to the toilet and found his phone. Went straight to the toilet and found his phone. When some of us insist on correcting some of these abuses or these theatricals and deceptions on our people used to make money, they say we have no faith. That is not faith. What we experience in many of these things is not faith, because it is putting God as if he was somebody you could manipulate. As we were going last night, I was reflecting with Father Johnson on my difficulty in explaining how prayer works. When I shared it with him, he reminded me that the same thing St. Thomas also said about prayer. You don't need to read St. Thomas to arrive at the conclusions of St. Thomas. If you have the same faith as St. Thomas and have the same rigor of thinking as St. Thomas, you arrive at the same conclusions. And I used modern technology to explain my understanding of prayer. I want to share it with you. I don't believe that prayer changes God's mind. I don't believe, no matter how anthropomorphic we can be in describing it, that God really behaves as some of us. That's our way of understanding him. I compare God's action in our life with regard to prayers with the performance of a transistor radio or even a television, anything, or even your telephone sets. Your handsets are here, our radios are elsewhere. If you tune the radio, you receive transmission. It is not the radio that brings the transmission. The waves are already there. But for you to receive those transmissions, the transistor radio has to be there. It has to have a battery or source of energy. You have to turn it on and begin to look for the exact frequency that you are interested in. Battery I don't do, and the radio has to be good. And sometimes the difference between one frequency and another is so marginal that you have to tune and retune and tune and retune, especially now in the age of FM, until you get what you are looking for. I regard prayer as tuning to the frequency that makes the blessing that God has set already for you available to you. Your radio has to be there. It has to have batteries. But you have to do the tuning. If the waves were not there, or if anything blocks the waves, no amount of fidgeting with the radio will bring in those signals. So I believe that God already, before the creation of the world, as Paul says, predestined us. He chose us for himself and mapped out more than enough of what we need in our life. But will you then establish such a frequency in relationship with him that at the giving time you receive what you need spiritually, physically, morally? It is not an easy exercise, because getting the radio ready, making the battery always alive, being patient enough to tune, those are also the things that mortifications do for us, sacrifices, good works. Those are all parts, as far as I'm concerned, of tuning to the frequency of faith to receive waves that are already there for you. But why is it then that I receive this and he receives the other? Because he tuned no BBC with a BBC. Only tune VOA with a VOA. There is no way you will put your frequency in FM and on soccer and expect BBC to come in. It won't work now.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.
This is TV 274 production, a channel meant to spread evangelical mission, reflections, church news, interviews on church matters, socio-political issues, and other marriage matters, both young and nice content, all kinds of invitation cards, even movies. This is TV 274 production.